Okay, for this kettlebell side bend, the big goal here is we're trying to target the QL or the quadratus lumborum muscle. And to do that, there's two things that need to happen. Number one is we have to be very slow and controlled because this is a really hard muscle to isolate. And then number two is we need to remain upright, right? Because when people do this exercise, they often call it an oblique crunch, which it does target the obliques too, but to kind of place more emphasis on the quadratus lumborum or the QL muscle, we have to stay upright. So how this looks is the way I like to do this, so I don't use my abductors, right, or my hip muscles on the outside of the hip there, is I like to stick whatever side that I'm trying to work, that same side leg is gonna go backwards, right behind me, just so I basically take it out of the equation. And then from there, what I do is, obviously, right hand has a kettlebell in it, so my left side QL muscle is going to be working. I'll put a little diagram up in the corner here to show the QL muscle and what it looks like. But essentially how this looks is you're going to bend, right? I'm gonna stay as upright as possible. I'll show another angle here in a second. As I come all the way down, I'm just trying to feel a stretch in the low back a little bit. And then from here, use that same stretch to stand upright, okay? What I always tell people is, remember, it's not an oblique crunch. An oblique crunch would look like this, where I I bend my back forward a little bit. And then from here, I'm trying to crunch every single rep. So it's crunch, so that would be more of an oblique crunch. This is more QL targeted. So I'm basically trying to just stay as upright as possible. I'm trying to just lean to the side. And then from there, I'm going to basically try to pull my head up towards the ceiling as I do somewhat of a crunching motion, okay? And if you do it right, you're gonna feel it along, right, this side on the low back here. And that's your QL muscle working. Again, it's super important that you're moving very slowly. That's why I have this 3-0-3-0 tempo in. And what that means is 3 seconds on the way down, and then 3 seconds on the way up, right, where you're moving super slow and controlled. If you feel like there's pain in that end range, so if you get farther down and you're like, oh, right there, it feels a little pinchy, then just stop before that point and then come up from there. Okay, it's super important. The other factor is that you are not swaying to the side. So what I don't want to do is just kind of shove my hips out to the side and then stand back up from there. I'm trying to keep my hips completely neutral as I come down and then come back up, right? Those thoughts and cues are super important. And then just to show it from another angle here, making sure that, again, I'm staying as upright as possible as I move through the movement. And it's not this, right? So I'm not doing this where I'm bent forward and then I'm trying to crunch my obliques. It's staying upright and then it's on that 3 second count. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, right? And I'm trying to think about reaching your head to the ceiling as you pick yourself up. And if you do that right, you should start to feel it in the low back. So that is the standing kettlebell side bend.